Okay, hello everybody. I want to do a simple tabletop review of a new Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0, and I think I might be going back into making gun-related videos. So anyway, this is the first take. Jumping back into this. Let's see what we've got going on here. All right. So, many of you are familiar with the Smith & Wesson M&P line. It's obviously M&P 2.0. It's got some new things. New thing, well, I guess the color is one, the finish. The flat dark earth finish. I don't know what kind of coating it is. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty tough coating. Well-informed review, huh? I mean, did I buy it because of the color? I don't know. It might have been a selling point. But anyway, this one is the 9mm version. And actually, I'm not even too sure. So, yeah. As in the past, I'm not a super stats, numbers, just encyclopedia type guy. Right? I bought this gun, and there's reasons I bought this gun, and I'm going to share my impressions of it, and maybe reasons for it, and some of the features. So, does this gun come in 40 and 45? I don't know. I don't think so. Not just yet. What is the name of this coating? I don't know. So, it's a 5-inch barrel, 9mm. The 5-inch barrel version comes with this safety, this manual frame safety, which it can be good and it can be bad. Well, I don't know if it can be bad, I guess, but I mean, you gotta train it. You've all seen the safe, the trigger safety. See how that works? All right. Now they'll say that the trigger is much improved on this, is what they say. I've never fired a regular Smith & Wesson M&P, so I couldn't tell you if it's improved or not. I will tell you, from feel and from information I've gathered on the internet, it is about the 6.5 pound pull, you know, somewhere between 6 and 7, and how does that lend itself to greater accuracy? I'd prefer it to be a little bit lighter, maybe somewhere between 4 and 5 for super accuracy, but it is a handgun after all. You're going to be holding it at arm's length, so that's going to take some doing. What is it? This version does come with a nifty little loaded chamber indicator. Now when it comes out, it barely pops up. That's about as much as it pops up, so you can barely see it. But after getting used to it, you can tell the difference when it's up and when it's down. When it's down, it's like under. It's like below. It's not flush. It's under. So when there's nothing in the chamber, it's underneath, and when there's something in it, it's over. And you can definitely feel it. Like if it's in the dark, you can feel the difference. So that's a good thing. For me, in my opinion, I didn't think I was gonna like that when I first started out. I bought my Ruger P345, and it came with it, and Ruger SR series also has it, and it pops out a lot. And I didn't think I was gonna like it, but in all honesty, it's very useful, and I did end up liking it. Another thing about this, the safety is in the on position. Safety on, and you can manipulate the slide with the safety in the on position. Here's where that may be bad. Well, because that obstructs your grip if the safety is on. I noticed that. So, it's possible to do it. You want to do it from back here, but if you do it from here, like normal, the safety is going to be in your way, unless you get used to it, which, whatever. The other thing about the safety is it's it's not that positive, you know, not that super hard lock. It's kind of, I don't want to say it's loose. You can hear it. So like it's easier to put the safety on than it is to take it off. Now, when shooting in your hand, it's not a problem at all either direction. But where it may be when shooting, if you grip it this way, thumbs forward, if you want to grip under it, you know, it can come up. Now, when I went shooting, I was just, you know, just made sure I knew about it, so I just made sure my fingers stayed forward and then come up like this. Some people shoot like this. Now, you may have to adopt a 1911 style over the safety grip if you want to. That's up to you, but I find that uncomfortable, so I just go, nah, either, to be honest, both ways are uncomfortable, but you get used to it. So, that's just me. That's about the only negative I have about this gun. I mean, all the improvements have been beat to death online. There's a little extra thingy here to prevent the auto forwarding of the slide. It's like a detent. I think Tim at Military Arms channel named it correctly. He called it a detent somewhat, and to prevent this, when you put a loaded magazine in, from the slide just falling forward. See, that was pretty hard. I would never, and it keeps it. But what it does also, it makes this very hard to manipulate also. If you want to do that, use it as a slide release, it makes it very hard to do it because there's not much to grip on, and you know, it's got that extra little detent. So that does make it harder. That's not a negative or a positive. It just is because I don't typically use that anyway. I just rack and just pull the slide just because of yes, in case you know, just if I'm not sure if there's another round in there or not. So I just always do that, and yeah, you might lose a round every once in a while. But hey, at least it's rather lose a round than have the gun go click instead of bang when you needed it to go bang. That's my opinion. You don't have to take it as advice. Obviously, it's got the cutouts for the frame. Everybody knows that. These, what do you want to call that? It's not stippling, it's scalloping or grooves for racking the slide. It's the same as these, but it's just so small, and like everyone has said, the frame of the gun comes up here. It widens right at this point, so if you try to grab those, and then your fingers will come off. It doesn't work in that sense either. Well, I'm saying all the negative, all the bad stuff, but I mean, if you want to, you can still grab the top of the slide, you know. I mean, unless it's freaking soaked in oil or water or butter, you know, you grab the slide firmly, you can manipulate it without, but I mean, yeah, I guess if it's wet, slippery, blood, whatever, this is gonna be slippery. So you want to grab it right here. These don't help much. Like I said, these don't help much, almost hardly at all. Only thing these would probably be good for would be the press check. But with a loaded chamber indicator, that is unnecessary. So, yeah, just for looks, I don't know. I guess people ask for it, and there it goes, just to shut people up. It's got sandpaper-like stippling. People will say, oh, it's very good and this and that, and I will be the one to say, oh my God, it sounds like I'm saying all the bad shit about this gun, but it is very rough. And people just, they'll say, oh, it's just not bad, you know, against my bare skin. I'll tell you what, against my bare skin, this shit hurt. It's like sandpaper, okay? But when shooting, I mean, it gives you a great grip. It doesn't hurt your hand or your palm, or it's not abrasive towards your hand in the act of shooting. So it's like just barely before sandpaper. So it is good for that. Yeah, if I carried it in the holster inside the waistband against my bare skin, it does hurt. I will say that. So, I mean, that's not I'd rather have the grip, you know? That's one of those, it's meant to be comforting, not comfortable. So I'd rather have the grip. I'm pretty sure, I haven't tried it, but even if my hands were drenched in oil, I think I could get a grip on this gun and fire it and use it. So I'd rather have the grip, okay? And wear the proper clothing. Got your Picatinny rail, blah, blah, blah. So they say the trigger's much improved. It is. I'll say, well, I don't know if it's improved, but it is nice. I did say it's a little heavy, but it is nice. Once you get rid of the creep and push up the firing pin block safety, and you get to the where the sear meets the whatever, it is no more. I'm pushing on it. I'm putting pressure on it right now, and it's not moving. It's not creeping whatsoever. And then it's going to be a tiny bit of creep, and then it goes off. But it's almost. I might as well do the reset. And the reset kind of pushes it a little forward. All right. So there. Now I'm all the way on it. I'm pressing. I'm squeezing. I'm squeezing. I'm squeezing. There's the creep. And there it goes. But the creep, you cannot, I mean, it's undetectable. Well, I shouldn't say undetectable, but it's, you know, when you're shooting and you're going slowly, you can detect it. But it's compared to like squishy, spongy triggers like on Glocks, this is great. It's fucking awesome. It makes for great accuracy. It is a little heavier. Like I said, if it was between the 4 and 5 pound range, it would probably be more. It would lend itself to better accuracy, at least from finger trigger pull. Yeah, okay, so now that I said what the negatives, I do love this gun. I am in love with this. This is my newest favorite gun ever. Now, I still love my 1911. I still think the 1911 is the greatest gun ever made. Its simplicity still. When I'm cleaning this, there's a lot of intricate parts, and disassembly is the same old-fashioned way. There's a lot of little parts in there that you don't find in a 1911, and here's the plunger safety I was talking about, the firing pin block. So to remove the grip panels, you turn this to the side. Here you got a little punch tool, and to hold your grip panels. This is the small. I find the small works best for me. I used to like the big ones, but on this gun, for some reason, the grip is so good. I don't know. The small. It comes with 4: small, medium, a medium large, and a large. And hey, to each his own. But so it comes with this little punch tool. Here's the firing pin block safety. I don't know what they call it, and that. You know, these days it's a necessary evil. My 1911 does not have that. It's a Series 70, but you know what you gonna do. Captured recoil spring guide rod, steel guide rod. I like that. You know, the plastic ones on the Glocks work just fine, but I prefer steel. And it also has the steel, so they say, yeah, it's steel, metal, magazine release. Is it ambi? I don't even know. I don't even know. So, yeah. So after saying all the stuff, you know, they've got this little metal inserts, but these are very small. I mean, they appear to be very thin. But I mean, I guess it's more as opposed to if this was just pure plastic or polymer. Although it's a very rigid polymer, but I guess the tiny bit of metal will help somewhat. So this is the Genius trigger mechanism. Well, so this is the worst gun review ever. But suffice to say, the gun is awesome. Why is it awesome? Feels great, shoots great, 9mm long frame, so the recoil is minimal, although I think it's just my wimpy hands. I got a bit of muzzle flip that I could see visually. I mean, I just think I haven't been shooting enough, so it might just be my wimpy hands. I did get some muzzle flip, although I would have expected less. It's very light. For as big as it is, it's 5 inches long, 5-inch barrel, and it's extremely light with a 17-round magazine. 17+1, which I made a previous video that I don't do the +1, but whatever. So accuracy was great. I was able to get, and I hate saying 2-inch groups at 7 yards. That's not the greatest. But like I said on Instagram, my eyesight does not help me. Loaded chamber indicator, see, not loaded, even though I still got it. My eyesight is going, you know, here by advanced age, and I don't wear glasses. I probably will start wearing glasses here in the next 5 years or so, but it's going. So I got 2-inch groups at 7 yards, which, I mean, that includes, well, it doesn't include this way out flyers, but then, you know, it's pretty spread out. I mean, if you take the best 3 shots out of my 5-inch groups, they're within 1 inch. You know, the 5-inch groups are 2 inches apart. The best 3 are like within an inch, 1 MOA. That's 7 yards, you know, and that's aim practice, aim fire. And that's me with bad eyes. At 25 yards, I took it out to 25 yards, and honestly, I couldn't see the dot I was aiming at. I was just see a blurry piece of white, and I aimed for the lower right quadrant of the big square target, and I got 4-inch groups. So at 25 yards, and that is, for me, I am super happy with that. That's you know, I can hit a head at 25 yards, no problem. So this is what I got this for. It's my go-to-war gun. If the shit ever does hit the fan or anything like that, Civil War, this will be on my side, and I will be able to hit long range and accurate. So this is my long range, accurate, go-to-war gun. I will not be carrying this every day. This is not my EDC. Like I said before, I don't like 9mm as much for EDC. I prefer a 45, but things being what they are, I carry a 40, the Beretta. So, you know, except on off days when I decide, hey, today I'll carry this one. I may carry this one, I may carry the 45, but that's what I got this gun for, and it exceeds all my expectations of what it can do, what I can do with it, and I'm very happy with it. So it sounded like the review where I started off saying how bad it was, all the bad things it had, but they're not bad. They're just, you know, to each his own. Sights, I would like to improve on the sights, and I probably will improve on the sights. 3 dots, basic. So I will improve on that. I'll spend some money on that. Get some, I want to get a both, well, we'll see. I will improve on that. Some night sights or some, what do you call it? Fiber optic. I think I like the fiber optic and tritium combos. That seems like the best of everything. All right, so this is beautiful. I suggest you go get one.